Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's episode of Female Frequency Podcast. And today we have a very special guest, Julie Reisler. Thank you so much for joining us, sister.
Oh, I'm so excited. Like, get ready, everyone. This is just going to be to the moon. I can't wait.
To the moon. And we're going to grab a lasso, our lasso of truth, and just make it happen today. Julie is an intuitive coach and a real dream weaver. So we're going to get some stories behind the story and help us get to your You-est You. And Julie just said that she got back from Mississippi. So I'm excited to ask more about that and see what's on the horizon. What's going on? How was Mississippi?
Yeah, it was so interesting, Jody. I grew up, in the Northeast. I live kind of like mid-Atlantic, outside of DC, and I've never been to Mississippi, and a lot of energy there. Interesting, like neat place, a lot of energy, but it was a beautiful experience. I actually was brought in to lead a retreat for just these amazing women that are in long-term recovery, you know, alcohol, drugs, different kinds of addiction, and being a recovering, you know, addict myself. It looks a little
Yeah.
different for me, but it was just an amazing experience to lead this retreat there and to just feel like adding goodness to the whole area, the land. It was on this beautiful property with fountains and a labyrinth, and we just went deep. I think especially with women and connection and bonding, it's like the more vulnerable, which can sometimes feel scary, right? But like
Yeah.
the more we share honestly, it's kind of what you started with, the lasso of truth. Like the more depth we're able to go to, the more we're able to connect, like really real connection. And that's what happened. I found myself like, oh my gosh, there's nowhere else I want to be. I am so honored to be with these women who are such courageous badasses, like gone through some real tough stuff and, are learning, all of us, right? Learning how to love and honor ourselves exactly as we are. And it was empowering. It's cool.
Especially right now, love and honoring ourselves when policies and laws are changing to halt any of that love or to halt any of those ways that we can help ourselves right now. I mean, I'm very excited to hear that you are doing more one-on-one bonding or these more intimate groups and bonding together.
It's interesting. It's something I've always felt very passionate about. I think having started 25 years ago in rooms of recovery myself, that really is what cracked everything open. And the main focus is always right, like to self-trust, self-love, create connecting to the divine, a power greater than yourself, and being of service. And I think especially right now in these
Yeah.
times, like this is life-giving, and that's how it felt to me. Like there's just nothing more important for each of us, especially as women, to be able to trust ourselves, to be able to love ourselves fully, to say, you know what, nobody's perfect, that nobody, and how am I learning from things that I've done or experiences or lessons, and how am I going to pay it forward? How am I going to take the mess and make it my message? And so that was really powerful.
Oh, take the mess and make it your message.
Yes,
Yes.
that's it, girl. Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. Even as you and I, working on our books, I'm like, wait a minute, what's the mess? I don't like the mess, but that's what we got to share because that's the message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes my mess is all these languages because I've had titles like curator and amazing opportunities, but it all comes back to, well, I learned at a very young age that I've been working with frequencies, and it's how I learned to hear them, feel them, but then I have to then act on them in a way that makes me feel safe to move forward with those instincts and that intuition. This is the time. This is the time. What does yours feel like? So mine feels like frequencies or like pulses. I mean, I feel like I get double dipped because I can hear them. So it's like a sound frequency, but then it's also like, oh, the blue and light and green flashes. So it's
Mm,
colors too.
that's so cool. Mine is a little like a wild Mustang. So,
Tell me more as we're getting ready to
yeah.
get into the Chinese Fire horse, get out of here. Really?
It's a little unwieldy. Well, what I mean is, I would say I often hear I hear in my mind, in my inner voice, what feels like divine guidance. I think that's what you're asking. You're like, well, how does this?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll see it sometimes. Often, though, it's like it feels like what is not seeing the energy around us. It's like I feel like it's a huge swimming pool that I'm in, that I just feel it and know it. And sometimes like it'll show up as the chakra for somebody, like I can feel the energy or whatever is needing support. Or I don't know if it's exactly like you said, colors comes to me, but it's like more of if you took a thermometer and you put it into water at different temperatures, I
Yeah.
feel like that's what I can do in my body, is like take the temperature and sense it and feel it, and like then get information from that. And that's what I feel like. I'm being dipped into energy, liquid energy, and it's like,
Yeah.
so it comes different ways though. Some
Yeah.
usually that feeling and knowing is there, and often the hearing. But every now and then it's super cool. I mean, I will like literally, this just happened with a client actually. So cool. She wrote her book, did really well. It's a really great book. And we were talking, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my God, I just saw the next version. You're going to do this, and it's a workbook, and here I mean, I saw it. I absolutely
Yes.
know it." And this is what
Yes.
happens again, though. I didn't plan for it. I can't be in my head about it. It's got to be, you know what I think it is really, Jody? And this is interesting. I've never said this, and I'm
Tell me.
curious. When it's really coming from heart and I really want to help someone or see the highest good, or not strategize, not think about it,
Yep.
it never comes from there. It's when I'm like, I really, really want to be of service here. I really want to help or make like when I'm in that like heart-centered passion space, I feel like everything gets unlocked. It's the other part, and this is, I'm sure you can relate, when I'm trying to figure it out, that's when it almost feels like it's like, nope, we're not giving you access. It's going to be harder there. Nope.
Right. Because the figuring out is more like the cerebral puzzle, and the
Yeah.
heart is just that energetic connection.
Yeah, exactly. So for you, you see, I want to hear more. You see like colors or energy, and like, what does that look like, feel like for you? I'm so curious now.
Well, twinkling, a lot of dots, a lot of different, the colors come with different textures.
Oh, cool.
And then that texture is like another layer that is that path for that color. Because they can come in more warmer or cooler. So and they're always so stinking fast.
Yeah.
It's just so fast. So usually when they start coming in, then I have to like slow down and then be able to go with it. But I'm very much a splenic. Like I love the human design, and I'm a splenic. That's how I am to react.
Yes.
And so it's
Okay.
like quick. It's even different than a gut check. So I have to see it and then go and then just trust that instinct and what I've all my building blocks of being able to follow that trust from all these years and years and years to keep it going.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm also not, it's not my emotional center. I'm the sacral.
Oh,
So
okay.
like lower womb area, that whole sensual creative spot, like it's there. And
Yes.
remember, I used to be like, that's a little weird, but it's not weird. It's a very feminine, that's our
Yes.
femininity is there. Uh,
Yes.
and no, I remember it's an interesting gauge. That's where
Yeah,
my
it
gauge.
is. It
Yeah.
is. Do you feel like your intuition heightened during your pregnancy or after you had your kids?
It's a really good question. Well, and I actually would answer it. Yes, and so it started, the first pregnancy was a miscarriage, and I
Oh,
woke up knowing that way before it was found. So I would say, I mean, I always had a strong intuition. Did I always listen to it? No. That's been part of my lesson, and it's why I'm so passionate about it, because it really would have saved a lot of heartache and a lot of lessons. But with this experience, I woke up, I'll never forget, Rochester, New York. I went to school at University of Rochester. We were visiting friends over alumni weekend with my first husband, and I woke up, my whole body was cold, and the what I heard was, "It's gone." I just
oh,
I just knew. I just heard, "It's gone." I was cold. I just knew. And I remember talking to him, and he's like, "I think it's fine. You're fine." Like, there was no other reason.
yeah,
You're fine. I mean, he didn't know, and that is fine. He didn't know. But I went 3 weeks later, and that's when they said, "Oh, it actually stopped about 3 weeks ago." And I had this like, "Oh my God, I knew this. I
yeah,
knew
you
I
did.
I knew this." So I would say that experience, which obviously was upsetting, and I think about the kids I have, like, grateful that soul.
Yep,
So let me say this, that being, I've done a lot of mediumship training and connectedness, and worked with different intuitives and mediums, and it always shows up. I have felt, and I believe it was a he. I felt that spirit every reading I've ever done. "Hey, there's like a unborn child of a male," and I'm like, "I know, I know." And I really felt like, I don't know, I didn't even have the words I have today. I didn't have the any of this. I didn't know energy. I mean, I just felt it, but I didn't know. I didn't. This is, almost 20 years ago, and I felt like he's been with me and been like a guide and a guardian angel. And it's just so fascinating. It always comes up, any medium that I work with, and when I've done my own tuning in. And so something opened up, and I think I also allowed myself to be
yes,
with it.
yes. I feel like a lot of women, and that actually is a question. Do you feel like a lot of women have a hard time receiving? Just like on
Oh,
the receiving end of being able to listen to their intuition or even being able to like have a gift. I mean, like the whole encompassing of receiving. Are you
oh
finding
my
that?
gosh, sister, we could talk about receiving for like 5 hours. And yes, I think I'm like,
Okay.
yes, I'm so with you on this. Yes. I think it's all connected, because how we typically do one thing is how we do everything. So yeah, I mean, I think you want to talk about an epidemic that's going on, is the women, and it's changing and it's shifting, especially though, I think women, I would say, the Gen X, and
Yeah.
probably maybe millennial too. It was not modeled. It really was not. And a little bit, my mom was good about taking care of herself, and I mean, in a lot of ways, not at all. And I think that the more that I have learned to receive, it's almost seems so ridiculous to me that it's been so conditioned out of us, because it reminds me, like, I always go to nature. I mean,
Yep.
you do not have an ocean that only goes in with the waves. It goes in and out. It's so weird. When we inhale, we exhale. Like, we give, of course we're supposed to receive. Like, it's just become this, yeah, I am meant to receive, and I love giving. I love both. That's something that's built over time. I've put a lot of energy and time into it. Did not always feel comfortable receiving compliments, receiving, yeah, anything. It could be like, "I love this shirt, I'll give it to you." It could be receiving words of praise or affirmation. It could be um, allowing to receive intuition and downloads.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
a question, and it goes into the book I'm writing, right? Like, who does she think she is? Who do I think I am to do that? And then we ask that, and it's like, well, that is not the right question. A and B, we've been conditioned into that. That doesn't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What I want to go back because you're talking about your second book that you're in the creative process of, um, which always, these creative processes always lead to so much. So, what about your first book, the PhD, Get a PhD in You?
Yeah, it's right here. Got it
It's
right
right
behind.
here. So, two questions on that. Did that come after your podcast?
No. So
What?
no, this is what happened with this, and now this will make a little sense because it's kind of like everything has been very backwards, but in divine timing, nothing's backwards. It's and you and I were talking about we look so linearly at time, and it's not. It's as you were. I really believe there is a circular slash like a spiral is probably
Yes.
how I think
Yes.
about it. So as I was saying, did a lot of recovery work. And for me, addiction actually around food and sugar. And I mean, sure, it could move into spending a little, or I mean, there's a lot of things, ways to be addicted, but that's really been the primary one is just like, I don't want to feel, so I'm going to go into a box or a bag of this. And it
Yep.
just stopped the intuition. It stopped feeling. It was a numbing agent. And I don't know, maybe I had done years and years and thousands of hours of recovery and inner work. I mean, a lot. And I had gone to a program, my sister's in recovery from drugs and alcohol, very open about it, and sober now, I think 18 years, quite a while. I'd gone to a meeting, it's for families that like have people in their family with
Oh,
addiction.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'd um, come out of the meeting and I had this moment. It was like a spring evening. And I remember this, the woman who I mistakenly called, who ended up being my sponsor, I was standing with her because I knew her from the meeting. And I was just like, oh my God, I actually like legit feel like I really accept and love myself. Like 14, 15 years later at the time, like, wow, I actually feel it. And I was like, I just feel like I got a PhD in myself. That's what I feel like I just did. And something went off. I was like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder, like, is that a thing? Why don't we get a PhD in ourselves? Like, we go to school and get I got a master's degree in health and wellness coaching. You can go and get a PhD in engineering or in, art therapy or whatever, all these different areas. But like, why don't we learn about ourselves this way? Why are we not trained? And so that little idea did not germinate. It was planted, but it was a couple years later once I started a business and I just got a divine download. It said, it's time to write your book. And I did not know what to do. And I had a friend who'd written a book and she said, oh, Julie, just get a napkin, draw a flower and just the petals, because I'm visual and I'm not linear thinker. She's like, just the chapters are in each petal, just make different petals. And in the center is the title. And I'm like, oh my God. I went home, drew a huge flower, and it was like unbelievable. The book title, I was like, get a PhD in you. That's what I had said. That's the whole point. Title, chapter after chapter just wrote itself in the petal. And then I actually hand wrote that book. I got like old school computer paper. I drew clouds. I had to make it so it wasn't fearful of writing, and I just pretended I was writing in my journal. And I have a weird way of doing things, but it was like I don't know, something about writing these cute clouds. I made
Oh,
clouds on
yeah.
every page, and I just
Oh,
wrote in
yeah.
clouds. I wrote in the
It's
clouds.
the hand, heart, and mind connection. I just see it, and especially in the tantric philosophy. Yeah, that's like the creativity, being able to let it flow through you and the channels.
That's really cool. I never made that or connection or heard that. I have a folder. I saved it. It was kind of a pain in the butt. I had to type it all out, but I was like, well, I'll type it. But I just wrote and wrote and wrote for 9 months. It was like having another baby, honestly. And probably should listen to myself and do that again because it did work to write it and make it like a fun. I just lit a candle and was like, oh, I'm pouring my heart out. It was cathartic.
Hi, everyone. I have an intuitive hit story I'd love to share with you. So, I was gallery director. That contract ended, and everyone else thought that I was just going to simply get another gallery director job. But I knew differently for my career path because I had an intuitive hit. I knew that I was going to go work for Dale Chihuly. Now, there was no job posting, there was no clear path. So, this looked so unreasonable from the outside, but I had a frequency flowing through me, and so I towed that line. And within months, I was working side by side Dale in a very large sales and R&D way. Now that lesson taught me something that I see over and over again with artists is that we know how to use our intuition. Navigating the art world is something that's completely different. Sometimes you just need somebody that knows the terrain. And that's why I have created Frequency Check. We are going to get together. We're going to follow your intuitive hits. I'm going to show you the realities of the art world. So if you're navigating a change in your creative life, I'm going to leave all the details on my website, and I hope to see you there.
Nice. So it sounds like intuition even grew from that creative project.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'd say, Jody? I feel like my intuition was like waiting in the background. She's like, listen, I'm ready to take center stage, girl, but you got to like open the curtain and let me in.
Yes.
Right now,
Yes.
I'm in the back and I'm, like, don't put baby in the corner. That's my intuition. And once I had this really challenging wake up call, like I just knew my marriage was over and I had two kids under the age of 3. It was, or 2 at that time. Sorry, 2. It was really not the ideal timing yet. It felt so true. Everything that was happening. It was very, it was probably my hardest moment of my life. Like literally waking up and then realizing it's just not working to be in this marriage. And I knew that was true. And then also once we started realizing that, I did a lot more work on myself. And then I went back
Uh,
to school and got into a master's, like it was just a lot of things changing. So once I
right. So
left,
you were growing and your marriage was dissolving, this unit that you were.
it's, and I think from a higher perspective, it's like what needs to go goes. Like
Yeah.
it had to prune to be able to step into myself. I wish I hadn't set it up that way, but my soul knows what it's doing, and I'm like, all right, we're going with it. But it was like I'd never broken up with anybody. I mean, this is like the last thing you want to do. I wanted to do. It just was
Right.
true. It was true. It was the truth. It's still true. And so that's 15 years ago. I mean, so ending a marriage, right? Then I had a health crisis and breakdown, which I'm still healing. And went, left my job a year or so later to just start a business. I got my master's degree and was like, I love personal growth and coaching. Like this work is life changing. It's changed my life. So that it was then I started using. I heard these downloads over and over again. It's time to leave. Look for something you appreciate every day in your job because you want to leave on a really high vibration. So I did.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
I could have gone another way, but I was like, nope, I'm going to do that. And then I took a huge leap. I mean, I had 2 coaching clients and like 2 clients that I did personal training with. I don't even do that now, but that was it. I mean, that's what I did. I left as a single mom and was like, I just know. I just know I just know. And it was that decision in October of 2013. And that's when it was made. And I knew, okay. And it's just opened and opened and opened. So that book,
Yeah.
everything I try to do comes from there. And, the wild Mustang, I don't always know how it's going to come, where it's going to jump, but I just know if I'm open and available to it, it will always be for the highest good.
Awesome. And it's funny because I assumed that you meant a horse, a Mustang horse, and not
Yeah.
a car. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
well,
Good.
I meant the horse. Yeah,
Okay,
the
good.
beautiful Mustangs that are just like they do what they want to do. It's
Yes.
hard to train. I mean, you can, but yeah, it feels that way sometimes. Now I've done a lot of more training, so I'm like, okay, I know how to channel it more. It's just it. I mean, it comes all the time in random. I'm
Right. Right. So I love that you have just had to walk the burning path too and help being able to then help others see the light. And I got to tell you that your dream catcher behind you is lovely. And I'm just really feeling like you are helping people create their dream life and not fit in a box. And you have been such an example of that.
Oh, I got chills as you said that. That's like, thank you for reflecting that. That's one of the most important things I feel like is my if I had like a tagline,
Yes.
for my life, it's like you don't need to fit in any box. Nothing in nature is in a box. Nothing.
Right. Yep.
Even the crystals, like they formulate in these geometric patterns that are like amazing and different and there's it doesn't have to be this certain way. None of us have to be a certain way. It's a fallacy. I think it keeps us caged and I'm obsessed with dreams and living them out because that's part of how like I feel like I am literally one day at a time, one step at a time living this greater dream. You could even say
Yes.
my higher self is here with me,
Yeah.
helping me with it. So thank you.
Sure. And grandmother spider, I
Yes.
mean, she is one that has helped bring in the alphabet and bring in a communication tool like writing. I'm so excited for you in your second book and me with my first, but we'll get there. Another.
It'll happen. It's funny. I used to be so scared of spiders. And it's actually, I think I might have shared this before with you. I get a lot of signs, a lot of nudges and synchronicities, but some serious signs, especially with animals, especially with,
Yes.
and when I'm on the road and when I was, I had really young kids and I had a car that was like on its way out, but it was paid for and I was nervous to get a new car and put the down payment. I was like, oh, that doesn't feel responsible, but I also needed it. It was like starting to have
Yep.
issues and
Yep.
and I loved her, my little old CRV. I was like, I don't want to give her up. And I just remember thinking, well, I'll ask for a sign. And I got out of the car and was then living with my fiance, now husband. And
Oh,
this was a couple years later after I'd gotten divorced. And I noticed on the front of the car was a bat, a dead bat. Yeah. On the car. And I
yeah.
was like, what the heck is
Yeah.
this? How do I see this? Okay. Something said, pay attention. This never happened since I went in to sit. We were eating dinner. It did freak me out, but it was the biggest spider I have ever laid my eyes on. I'm talking tarantula, like huge.
Yes.
It was not alive, thank God. So, but when I tuned it, so this is the thing, before my logical mind got into it, what I got immediately was, oh my God, that beautiful grandmother spider like orchestrated, like she gave her life in a way so I could see her and know like it is time. You're going to be okay. You need to get rid of the car. I knew it doesn't, we didn't even have, the internet was not exactly what it is or chat GBT. I couldn't look,
Right.
but I knew with the bat and I knew with this spider and it started to change my relationship. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to be less afraid of them. Like let me look at them. And I always make it a her. That makes
Yeah.
me feel,
Thank you.
yeah. I'm like, you know what? Please don't fall on me. I'd prefer if you stay where you are. However, what you're able to do is incredible. You're incredibly magical. And something has shifted. Like I do not freak out seeing them. I mean, I had a traumatic experience with one when I was little. So I think that's where it stemmed.
Sure. Sure.
But those animals that are just amazing. They're here to teach us and give us messages. I mean, I've had many since, but that was like that night, never again have I seen a bat or have I seen that spider in our house that's like kind of random to see that. It doesn't usually show up in the DC area. They're just not.
Yeah. Spider was one of my first messengers of intuition for sure.
Ooh, when was this for you? I always love these
It
stories.
was, I was in college. I was in my senior year in college. So 98.
Wow.
And I had a vision of seeing the spider with all of her million babies. It was a dream, like it was a nighttime thing. And then in the morning, I go out of the door to go to class, and there she was with all her million babies.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, ooh, I know what this means. I had just written a grant, and I knew right then, seeing the spiders, that I was going to get the grant.
Wow.
And
And you
so I
did.
pursued every single angle to make sure I got that grant.
Oh, I got chills. This is like, to me, this is where the unseen can slowly become the seen when we're paying
Yeah.
attention. And it's like, I love this story so much, Jody, because it like gave you the fuel to go for the dream, which is what do spiders do? They are dream weavers.
Yeah. And it was like all the confidence in the world. It's all I just needed, just to slow down to see that synchronicity. And I was in. I was in.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Oh my God, I love it. Can you want to pull a card for us?
Yeah. Oh, I always love playing a card.
Oh,
Yes.
good. And then you can help close us out today on this very special time together.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna ask to pull a card that is for the highest good of all of us here now. Okay. So what happens is I didn't say this, and you might have this too. Things like light up. They just light up. They just get an energy. Like it feels like sometimes I'll see things in lights, but it like gold light. So this card, I don't know why. I'm actually going to pick two because I'm hearing two. Okay, and this one. All
Oh,
right.
good.
Oh, I just pulled, this is so funny. I'm making a note. I just pulled this card myself yesterday, so pay attention. This is a fantastic one to remember. So they're intention cards. These poured out of me. There are 33 of them. They just poured out like 9 years ago when I started.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. These are yours. Okay.
They're intention cards and I love to pull them. I use them all the time. So
It's
laughter,
laughter. Oh my God, we get the humor.
laughter.
Yay.
So the intention is laughter is healing from my body and soul. I will find a time to invite laughter into my day to lighten up myself and those around me. That's the first. Oh, lovely. The second one, this is a beautiful one, is gratitude. Show it to you.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you.
Grateful for you. No, this is like the gratitude is the expander in life. Like it's Miracle Grow.
It
That's what I'm
is.
or whatever would be that version of
Yes.
that. It's okay. Gratitude is one of the elixirs for a joyful and happy life. I choose just for today to avoid negative mind chatter and to look at all that I'm grateful for, even in tough situations I may face. Love
Oh
that.
my gosh. Beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. And your drawing on the face cards it's like a star, like
Eight are
8-pointed star. Hmm.
my logo, and I love this thing. I love the eight, infinity and abundance. I just, it feels like I don't know where it comes from. It just feels ancient to me.
It
So
feels very Merkaba like.
yes, that's
Yeah.
so funny. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
lovely.
that's pretty.
We're in the zone.
In the zone. Okay, so I'm going to lead us just in a short meditation. Cool.
Do it.
So I am going to invite you and our dear friends, wherever you are, to just find a place you're comfortable. And if seated, let your feet come to the floor, rooted into Mother Earth. If you're laying down, you might notice you feeling really loved and supported by Gaia herself. Shoulders come down. And if it's comfortable, putting a hand or hands on your heart. And just begin to soften your breath, noticing your breath, bringing in gratitude right away. You did not have to earn or pay or do anything to have your breath, to have this life force. Just feeling the goodness, the love, the gratitude, how easy this breathing, your heartbeat, your body is working on your behalf in love of you. Feeling the inhale move through your belly, chest, and lungs. Hold it and then sigh it out. Let out anything that is not serving you, stale energy or air, and just begin to bring in more coherence with your heart, your mind, your body temple. And you might even notice or begin to feel a golden, gorgeous light in your heart, ball of light or spiral of light, whatever you notice or feel or sense. Maybe it's not gold, maybe for you it's a different color like rainbow or rose quartz, silver. And just notice whatever that feeling or sensation or color is, letting it grow with every inhale and exhale. And we're going to tune into the energy of gratitude, being this gorgeous expander, expanding everything in your life for the good, for the highest good. And as you feel this light begin to expand through your chest, and your belly, up through your neck, your head, down your legs, creating this bubble around you, this energetic bubble, knowing that in this bubble you are always loved and protected and guided. And we're going to invite in both a sense of gratitude, gratitude for your breath, gratitude for your heartbeat, gratitude for this conversation, for this moment, for this exact moment that your soul, your higher self chose for you, exactly in divine timing, and just feeling the flow, the beautiful divine feminine energy that is moving in and around you, this frequency that is you, that we are going to focus on now receiving more joy, receiving more abundance, receiving more love, receiving more compassion, receiving more downloads and creativity. You might even feel this beautiful bubble around you begin to expand, allowing it to fill the air around you, 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet, your aura growing. Maybe imagining it being even a little bit sparkly or sticky so you're able to feel and receive more around you, more downloads, more connection. And find something now that you are deeply grateful for. As a person, a partner, a friend, spouse, child, parent, teacher, a mentor, a pet, a place that you love. Really allow yourself to feel this gratitude in your cells, in your body. Breathe it in and out. Notice how your energy bubble is filled with light and this high, beautiful vibration. It's magnetic. It draws in what you are seeking. And as Rumi said, what you seek is seeking you. Just feeling this energy, this auric bubble around you, helping to create a portal, the ability to bring in and receive more, to attract more of what you desire, and to be that loving light force. You might even feel the energy of this bubble, this auric bubble around you, in and out, moving like a beautiful bubble or wave, like an energy wave. Oh, and I'm seeing, this is really beautiful, this energy wave, this bubble, just like if you were blowing bubbles, but it doesn't pop. So the intention we also chose was laughter, and laughter can bridge us from a place of meh to magnificent. Laughter is the bridge, the key that helps us open up our portal, open up to the divine, to channeling. It is a very powerful energy. And so that energy bubble, that auric bubble, as it's moving in and out like the waves of an ocean, it almost looks like if someone were laughing, the in and the out, the rise and the fall of the chest. Just tune in, imagine this beautiful bubble of energy moving in and out, waving around you, just like the sound of laughter around you. You might even imagine laughing. And notice, ask yourself, when did I laugh last? When did I have a good belly laugh? When did I give myself the time to laugh? Maybe tune into that, or just some experience that brought laughter, that brought joy, or its cousin, fun or play. And decide now, I invite you to make decision now, to make an intention to bring in more laughter, more play, more fun, more childlike joy and curiosity, knowing that these vibrations are deeply connected to the divine downloads, to our intuition, and to opening up to our heart. And you might even notice the corners of your lips move up into a smile. You might even feel that smile in your chest, in your heart, in your body, in your mind, in your energy bubble throughout, around you. And just feel the light, feel the goodness, feel the joy that is you. It's always here. And then before opening your eyes, setting an intention in your own heart, planting a seed, whatever it might be. Maybe it is to honor laughter more, to spend more time in true gratitude and feeling it, to see how grateful you can be for everything, even the tough things, even the hard things, even the things we wish we could bury. No, those help to grow their seeds into beautiful flowers. That's compost, that's manure. Those are needed and used too. So seeing how can I bring in this beautiful, growing, expanding vibration of gratitude? And then setting that intention in your heart, planting it now, knowing that this divine light, the sun, the energy around you, higher guidance, knows exactly when these seeds should bloom, always in divine timing. And then thanking yourself for being here, for connecting in. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, feeling yourself land back here, feet on Mother Earth, hand on heart. We're going to honor Grandmother Spider because she came up. Seeing her just make this beautiful tapestry web, knowing that this web, it holds all your dreams, it holds everything that is needed. And it's always here. You can call upon her anytime, or any animal totem that you feel connected to. Yeah. With so much gratitude. Namaste.
Namaste. That was lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much for just walking the good path and having your own connection with the divine and helping others be able to feel safe in their connection with themselves, with the divine, with the forces that govern us, like the moon and our frequencies and the oceans and the ebbs and the flows. And to all the women listening too, if you're not alone, and if you need a help, a guide, a mentor, a phone call on like, wait, you feel that? That's what I feel, and you need some help. I'm going to leave all Julie's information down below, and definitely go check out her YouTube, because her podcast, the You-est You, is amazing. And I just think everybody needs to go there at least once. I mean, you have amazing guests and you're able to really connect with each and every one. And can't wait for you to get a show.
Woo! Thank you. From your mouth, I was going to say, to the divine's ears, or Grandmother Spider who is weaving it all.
Yes.
Yes. To all,
Yes.
for all of us. Yes.
Let's do
Thank
it.
you. Yes. And thank you. You're such a gift and such a goddess, and incredibly connected and intuitive. And it's an honor to be here with you.
Thank you.